Comeback.
Yeah, have I ever told you guys how much I love Russell Wilson?
Hey, he's up there.
Maybe it's time to get my Russell Wilson poster finally.
He's talking about how he loves Russell Wilson now.
Did you cut the game off at halftime, Spencer, like a lot of people did?
No, I was working.
That was, a lot of folks say, I cut it off at halftime and saw they won.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Silly people. Silly people.
Man, they got the Jets this week, man. They could be 2-3.
Yeah, we might be able to go to the game. And if we do go to the game, brother, we probably can't do sports tacos.
No, that's okay. You talking about on Sunday?
Yeah.
That's fine.
Well, if it's a 2:30 game, we can go. We can do sports and tacos. 10 to 11.
If it's in Denver.
True. Yeah, that's actually a great point.
Oh, you're going to Atlanta, or it's here in Denver? Or
yes, in Denver. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be at 2. You can do sports and tacos. You should be able to, unless you're going to go tailgating at like 10.
Well, we'll tailgate. We'll see. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you don't typically 4 hours.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And playoffs start tomorrow.
Yeah, baseball.
Playoff
Yeah.
baseball, yeah.
The Braves, we got our 3 home runs. So we tied Minnesota.
No way. They got
most home runs in the history of baseball by a team. Yes.
No freaking way. That's crazy.
I thought we only had 2, but the thing I was reading said we had 3. So I'm gonna look up the box score real quick. I know we lost the last game 10-9.
Yeah.
But yeah, Zuna hit 2 of them, and because I know Zuna hit 2 himself. Hell, he might have got all 3. Shit.
That's wow. You know, and like I was saying, Atlanta. Well, they changed it, right? That's a little more hitter-friendly park now, because it never used to really.
I mean,
it's like
see this
of the road, right? It's not Coors Field by any means.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. It's not like Coors Field.
See, this is what I was wondering, though, because I only saw Atlanta get 2 home runs, and that was both by Zuna. But the article came up on ESPN yesterday saying Atlanta hit 3 and tied, but I don't see 3 freaking home runs right there.
Huh.
Yeah, I only see 2. That's weird. Yeah, but they said they tied the freaking record, which, I don't. Yeah, Braves tie season record 307 homers. Zuna hits a pair. Oh, we needed 3 to pass them, 2 to tie. Maybe that's got to be what it was.
Oh, well, still you tied.
So we did. We definitely tied them at 207 or whatever it was. 307. Sorry, but yeah.
Sweet.
Okay, yeah. So we homered twice. We didn't get the 3rd one. That's what it was. Yeah. ESPN messed up. They said 3 home runs a while ago, earlier, like last time I was looking at it. I thought it was only 2, both by Zuna.
Still.
And Freddie Freeman did not get his 60th double. I was watching that. That sucked. But
yeah.
Wow. Still badass.
Yeah, now we're off till Saturday. All the bye teams get off till Saturday. Everybody else starts tomorrow.
Towers Mika Parsons defends Zach Wilson after format focus just garbage.
Dude, Zach Wilson had so much freaking Joe Namath in his mind. He's like, fuck Joe Namath, I'm sure. After all the crap he talks about him, and I agree with Joe.
Yeah.
Until last night, second half. Dude, that looked like a Broncos game. 17-0 KC at the half. Jets ain't doing a damn thing. Second half, whole different story.
What was the final score? Oh, yeah.
Final was 23-20.
20.
Or no, not 20. It was that was the K. Yeah, it was KC game, 23-20. Yeah. And I'm not mad. But did you watch the game last night, Spencer?
No, I haven't got to watch anything. I've been working around the clock.
So at my home, up 3 points, 23-20. Like a minute and a half left of the game. KC was on a like 3rd and I don't know, like 8 or 12 or something like that. Third and not short.
Yeah.
Had to pass the ball. Rolls out, nothing there. Open area to the left, runs straight for the freaking goal line.
Oh, I did see that.
Slides at the 2. And that took the spread away for myself and a lot of bettors, which I'm not mad. That was the smartest play he could have made because that way he don't got to play the defense no more. Nobody gets hurt on that end.
Yeah.
All they do is nail. But as a betting wise man, I was a little pissed.
The only reason I know about that is on Twitter. There was people saying that's like evidence that they know the NFL is rigged.
No, it's not. That was a smart play, man. I mean, I know you could have got the touchdown. They're up 2 scores. You're not going to lose the game, but that means your defense has to come back out now. And you could, get an injury in the defense end on these next few plays that are going to be Hail Marys and kind of
And,
stuff.
there's no guarantee like that it was just going to be a clear walk into the end zone.
The defensive guy was there, right?
Yeah.
And he did, yeah. But, if Mahomes had something in his contract in the last game of the season said, I need this touchdown, he'd have went for it.
Yeah. Oh, no, absolutely. Freaking. But, it's the.
But they did. I did have them in my winners pool, so I am through for another week. So
I think it was. Yeah, you're probably right. It was. Just take the win, go home. Freaking.
Oh, smartest play could have done, man. Smartest play could have done.
I was the betting man. I wasn't happy. I don't like Casey.
I was betting too, but I'm just saying, even though I lost the money in that game, I understand what he did because that was a very smart play.
Did Big Daddy? How was your weekend overall? You missed your game of the day. What the hell happened there? Freaking the Redskins.
Yeah, hey, that's how it all started. It was a rough day for Daddy. Every now and then it happens.
Yeah. Well,
and you know what? I even lost the Bronco game by a half a point.
Yeah, Tony's pick right there. I lost the overall, plus it cost me a parlay. But
mine too.
I'm still ahead from the last 3 weeks he's picked right there. And dude, who the hell? What are the Redskins doing, man? Sorry, the Commanders.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Freaking.
I gotta stop hating on Sam Howell, man, because that dude seems to play kind of like C.J. Stroud right there.
Well, yeah, I wanted to chat about that game a little bit when we get into it, just because, like, is that a case of because Washington and Philly, that's like fighting your little brother. They're always gonna come to play. So it's like,
yeah. Well, I feel like both teams feel like the other team is their little brother. So that's what makes it that much of a freaking fight right there.
Yeah, but so the question really is Washington better than we think? Or was that just Washington showing up big time because they knew that they were playing the game?
I think Washington's better than I thought. I'm starting to eat some Sam Howell words right now.
Because, I mean, dude, that that game, by all – what we should have done is we should have listened to Spencer yesterday. Maybe every 4th week we'll listen to Spencer because Baltimore destroyed the Browns.
They did. Well, of course, no quarterback. I mean, you got to back up behind Deshaun. Dude, Baltimore freaking ate their lunch. And that's a game win over everybody in that division right now, if I ain't mistaken.
Yeah,
we got a big lift going right now, Baltimore does. I'm digging that man right there. Yeah. And you saw one of the passes Lamar freaking made to Andrews in the corner, dude. One of the craziest, less probability passes, kind of all of the stats and all that crap right there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, should not have happened, but happened. Yeah, that was good, dude. Yeah, Baltimore, I'm loving it. Even though we losing, lost some players, but we're still good.
I was happy about our comeback victory, the Denver Broncos.
Yeah, me too. Like,
I wish I'd had balls to put money on Denver at halftime, but I did not have that much.
When you're on, like, because, I was reading it was 21-7, and then it went to 28 to 7.
It went to 28. Right? They were down, 21 points at one point right there. Yeah.
Like, I wonder
in the second half. Yeah.
You guys can tell me because they, like, gambling still isn't legal in California, but, like, could you have gotten on there when it was 28-7 and would DraftKings have given you odds on taking Broncos?
Yeah. They'd have probably been 500-600, maybe 7 plus 7-1, 8-1, whatever, plus 800. Yeah.
I mean, a 21-point comeback that should pay like 100-1.
That's
at least like
Chicago get coming back against. It's
I guess that's
true.
Team. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, but also for 3 quarters, man. I got to give it to I got to give it to Mr. Fields. Man.
Oh, Justin Fields, dude, 300 first.
Fields, he did good. He did good.
Yeah, first 300 career passing yard game, 4 touchdowns. I mean, that damn freaking fumble's what killed him though on the back end right there in the 3rd quarter when
Cooper.
They got his buddy. They were teammates at Ohio State, best friends. They were saying, and he got a sack plus another sack and a fumble recovery for a touchdown against. Yeah.
Sweet. All right, well, let's get this party started. We got Mr. Paul Pratt.
What up, brother?
Hey, what's up, Paul?
I think he's
Town, baby. Motown.
they are showing up. They are looking freaking.
Remember, I agreed
Yeah.
with you, bro. I agreed with you.
That dude,
Yeah.
they're taking.
They look
that
good.
division. Okay, cool, guys. I'm just gonna do the intro real quick, and then we'll dive into the week that was in the NFL. So another super amazing edition of Sports and Tacos coming at you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen in TV land, YouTube, Sports and Tacos, Mondays, Thursdays, and Sunday Fun Day. Come join us, YouTube, Sports and Tacos.
World Wide Web, another super amazing edition of Sports and Tacos coming at you. And I am proudly wearing my Denver Bronco jersey. I was about to dive into the "Are you ready for some basketball?" monologue. Still, like when I watched halftime of that game yesterday, I was about to renounce my Denver Broncos fandom. I wanted to. I wouldn't, but I wanted to. And I wanted to talk about freaking basketball and anything but football. But
Boston Celtics.
just when I thought things couldn't get any dumber, Russell Wilson does this and completely redeems himself. The amazing comeback victory against the Bears, along with all kinds of other amazing football yesterday. There was a lot. I mean, there is basketball, there is baseball, but we also have Spencer Cadigan, your host as usual. We also have ex-Detroit Lion, Paul Pratt, live with us tonight. We love having Paul on. And as usual, we got Tony Pantoja, Robert Humphreys, and let's dive into some football. What do you guys think is the biggest surprise of the NFL yesterday? Paul, what was your game of the day yesterday, or do you want me to just run through them? What are your thoughts? Was there any game that really stuck out in your head?
Everything happened. Well, I was kind of surprised that the Dolphins lost that way. I think they're feeling their hype, and I was feeling the hype too. So, I'm thinking like, wow, they're looking kind of unbeatable, and then they get beat by the Buffalo Bills in convincing fashion. So that's what kind of like stuck out to me.
Yeah. What do you guys take away from Buffalo and Miami? I mean, they might have just still been tired from scoring 70 points against the Broncos the week before.
Yeah.
I don't know. What are your thoughts? What do you guys take away of? Is Buffalo really that good, or I guess it was in Buffalo, but I assume that wasn't a weather game.
No weather.
How do you score 70 points one week and then come back and score 20?
Well, it came back to reality for one reason. Like I told you this past weekend, I took Buffalo in this because of the fact that they're stepping up, man. Ever since that Monday night game where the Jets had their backup quarterback, Zach Wilson, beat them, yes, they've been stepping up. And you know what? Guess who hasn't thrown a touchdown lately? Yeah, that quarterback in Buffalo. Plus, their running game's actually stepping up. Defense looks good. Buffalo's stepping up at the right time.
You think this might be? I don't know. I mean, you still got, no matter what, they got to get through the Chiefs in the playoffs. But you think this could be one of those years? Kind of like, I kind of think about it like I live in LA these days. Kind of think about it like the Dodgers, where the last 2 years the Dodgers were just super hyped to be World Series champions. Both years they don't live up to the hype. The Bills, the last few years, I think the last 2 years, were the favorite to win the Super Bowl going into the season. They didn't live up to it. And it just kind of seems like sometimes it's those years where you sneak under the radar when you actually go deep and the team galvanizes. Because that's a pretty legit win. 48 points against the Dolphins, a team that just, lit up an NFL team for 70 freaking points. Now, I don't know if I'm gonna say that they're better than, say, the Chiefs, but they look good since week one, since they got beat by the Jets. They look pretty dang good.
Yeah, but hey, let's jump on the other side, on the Miami side. Hey, they played a great game too. Don't get me wrong. They scored some points. The difference was defense, and Denver Bronco defense didn't show up last week. Yesterday, Buffalo Bills did, and they proved it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna look at the they held Tua to 280 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. That's pretty good.
No, but that wasn't all the game. I mean, if you watch the game, it was 7-0, 7-7, 14-7, 14-14. Miami kept up for what, first quarter and a half, and then Buffalo just took it off. I mean, Buffalo got humbled in New York in that first week.
Josh Allen
to win with Aaron Rodgers on the Jets team, and then Aaron Rodgers goes out in the fourth play, and they lose on top of that. They was humbled that night. And they're like, man, we are a lot better team than this. We got the better players. We can match up. Yeah, and they've been showing for the last few weeks, man. And that Miami game really does say something, because that's a big win.
Dude,
later on in the year, when both those teams are in the playoffs, either you go through Buffalo or you go through KC, depending on which division, which game of the tournament it is right there. But
yeah. Listen to Josh Allen's stats. He was 21 of 25, 320, and 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. That's a hell of a game. The 21 of 25 is pretty.
Andy ran one in.
That's pretty amazing. Wow. Huh.
So 5 total.
What are your thoughts? Paul? Is this the Bills' year, or are they just, I don't know. What are your thoughts on this game?
I mean, that's why they paid him that much money, because they know he can have that type of upside of a game. It's just that sometimes he has these letdowns at bad times of the year. So I believe in the Bills. I believe they are good, but I think it's gonna be a showdown in the AFC, because man, it's hard to say right now, because like you said, because they look good, but I feel like they always look good until the playoffs come around. You know what I mean? Until things get tight and the pressure builds up a little bit higher. So I want to wait and see a little bit how they play, around mid-season to a little after mid-season, because then I get a better sense of who they are as a team. And then, like, all right, is this winning football? Can they play like this in the playoffs? It really comes down to Josh Allen.
Yeah, no, that is very true.
All right, like I said, but that just shows how wide open the AFC is right there. I mean, KC, that was supposed to be the dominant team, did not look that dominant yesterday. Yeah. You got Buffalo, who hadn't looked dominant at sometimes, but did yesterday. Miami, who's been blowing people out. Baltimore just sitting there, just rolling, doing their thing. You got a lot of teams in the AFC that's going to be fighting for that spot right there.
One of the big disappointments so far, everybody's going to say it, Cincinnati. What's going on there, buddy? Hey, man, those Bengals are turning into kitty cats.
Yeah.
It's just something is going on where that's a disappointment there, and they're not used to it for the last couple of seasons. Look what happened. They always win at home. They haven't been. They win by large margins. They haven't. They haven't even. They haven't even won a game.
Close but no cigar. Like
they gotta win.
Okay, they gotta win. Oh my God, I don't even remember it.
Yeah, but I mean That's one of the teams that has knocked off, at least beaten the Chiefs, at least in the playoffs and regular season in the last couple of years. I wonder if that's a case, if you look back kind of in history, teams that, come up just short. It seems like you can only come up just short for so long before.
Unfortunately, you keep that's a repeat. The Buffalo Bills, look at all those years going to the Super Bowl, losing 4 in a row.
Well, that's kind of what I mean, and that's sort of like what I'm talking about with the Bills. Maybe because their expectations aren't quite as high, they maybe come under the radar. Just like it. Well, and this goes. There's just heard this stat one time. Like the team that loses the Super Bowl usually typically doesn't I don't want to. I can't remember the stat. Do not necessarily do well the next year, but they
Yeah.
usually don't make it back to the Super Bowl. Typically, I just it seems like you only have so many shots. I don't know. I don't know why the Bengals are all of a sudden not very good. Like, what in the hell is how? Okay, and they've had a couple of really bad games. I mean, they got shut out. Did they get shut out in Week 1? I think they did.
Nah, what a shutout.
I think it might have been. I'm going to check.
At least a field goal or so. 'Cause I know Burrow threw no touchdowns, but I feel like they got at least a field goal or two out of that one.
But to only be,
I just think honestly, I think Joe Burrow is still hurt from that calf injury he had in preseason. That he was rushing to try and get back in for game 1 of the regular season.
Yeah.
Tweaked it again in that game when he was having a really not so good game. Then tweaked himself.
yeah.
Still trying to play through, and
No, you might be
maybe,
right.
I mean, yeah.
You might be right. Maybe they're forcing Burrow out there, but man, 1-3.
Plus, I mean, T. Higgins was dropping passes last week when they shouldn't have. I mean, they just ain't been the Bengals we're used to seeing right there, man. Honestly, I mean, Joe Mixon ain't been performing. Offensive line is kind of the key, I guess, in that instance for Burrow and everybody else. But
Still,
The third week in a row, Joe Mixon hasn't got over what his normal averages is, and he hasn't got a touchdown.
yeah. So if there's a team that's 1-3 that I could get it together, it would be Cincinnati. But it's still like, what the? Let's see, Washington, Philly. That ended up being a good game. It was
Rivalry.
Big Daddy's
That-
pick of the day. Hey, we were talking before the show here, Paul. What are your thoughts on the Redskins? Was that just a case of them
Anders.
yeah,
fighting their little brother, or are the Redskins actually better than everybody thinks? Oh, did we just lose Paul? We might have just lost Paul for a second. So, but what are your guys' thoughts on that? Are the
I've
Skins?
got to eat my words on Sam Howell right now because I know, that dude's. I mean, they're playing well, man. They do have a really good defense to start with. I mean, they've had a good defense ever since they drafted Chase Young and those guys and got
That
going.
Young is good.
They got a good defense. You got McLaren and
Samuel did great last
Curtis
yesterday.
Samuel receiving what you got Brian Robinson in the backfield, Oliver Gibson. I mean, they've got a good team, and Sam Howell is not making mistakes like what second-year quarterback does a lot of times.
Impressive.
To fight the Chiefs, and not even fight the Chiefs. Hell, they were up on the Eagles at halftime. What was it, like 17-10? Commanders were beating the Eagles at halftime, so the Eagles had to fight back to get the lead. Then gave it back up. I didn't get to watch the overtime, but I did see that the Chiefs got the game. I'm sorry, not the Chiefs. The Eagles got the game-winning field goal. But it was late in there, so that means they were fighting for that too. I was more impressed with Washington than I was less impressed with the Eagles. I'll say that.
Yeah, no, that's I was not expecting that outcome, especially after last week, because didn't Washington get freaking throttled by the Bills last week? Seemed like
They did, yeah.
That seemed like that would be easy money. Well, here we go. Looks like we got Paul back. So, all right, Paul, you're back. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you guys. Yeah.
Okay, so we're just talking about the Eagles going into overtime with the Guardians, or what's the name?
Commanders.
Oh, the Commanders, the Washington Commanders these days.
Foreskins.
Yeah, is Washington better than everybody thinks, or is that just kind of a case of fighting your little brother? Because that was Tony's pick of the day yesterday. He figured that the Eagles would cover 8.5 points easily, and they took them to overtime. So I don't know. What's your thoughts of the Eagles Redskins yesterday?
Well, I believe
Washington. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. Like they said, they may go back to the Redskins too. You never know. But I think it was a great game because I believe in the Redskins. They have great defense. They got great heart. It's a rivalry game, so those games they're gonna always come down to a few last plays and sometimes overtime. But when it comes down to it, it always comes down to the quarterback. And I believe in Jalen Hurts. I think he's the best quarterback in that conference.
Oh, for sure. Sam Howell, I'm just looking at his stats, though. They're not bad. I mean, he was 29 of 41, 290 yards passing, and a touchdown. So, because I mean, other than because we did our predictions, yesterday morning. I thought the Ravens covering 3 points against Cleveland was easy, but I thought this was actually a good pick just because I mean Washington got destroyed by the Bills last week, and this game was in Philly, going up against a team that's on par, you would think, with the Bills.
And have a good defense.
Yeah, good defense, great offense, great quarterback. So I don't know. It just makes me wonder about Washington, or if this was just a rivalry game, but looked like a pretty exciting game, anyways. So 34.
I can see them splitting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be fun to see when they play Dallas and the Giants. I mean, especially the Giants. Hell, I can see Washington beat the Giants twice.
Sam Howell, freaking yeah. Oh, so maybe does anybody? I don't know anything about Sam Howell, but obviously
he came from North Carolina. I know that, but other than that, yeah.
He obviously won the starting job for a reason. Those are pretty good freaking numbers.
He's doing all right.
Yeah,
proud numbers like he was showing.
Well, and I guess it makes me feel a little less bad about the Broncos getting their butts kicked by Washington. Maybe Washington is kind of good, but then they follow that up with the 70-20.
I'll say, Bus, what do you mean? You were up 21-3 against Washington.
I know that's
at halftime.
Well,
we pulled the Chicago Bears.
I know, and then we lose by like 10 or 13.
Yeah, it was.
So it just makes me because I was like, wow, the Broncos are horrible, and then I was like, wow, after the Dolphins game, like what on God's green earth is going on in Denver? So maybe Washington was a little better than we think. That's all.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, Washington's a little bit better. I mean, hell, especially with that defense, like I say, Chase Young and those boys, they play some defense. And McLaren
we only got Paul for like 30 minutes. So other interesting games. Let's talk about the Broncos game. Like, well, what do you guys? I mean, I know it was just the Bears, but they were down 28-7. Do you think? Because sometimes in a season, there's a game. Paul, I don't know if you can probably chat about this. Whether it was in college or high school, whatever. Have you ever been in like a season where there was one particular game that kind of changed the trajectory of the team?
Yeah, but unfortunately, that wasn't for the Broncos, though.
You think that was just kind of like it was the Bears. The Bears,
they're just as bad. So it's like, the Bears are just as bad. They ain't got no backbone either. So, you know what I mean? They have to go beat somebody. The Broncos go ahead and beat the Chiefs or the Chargers. Oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? I can't even give them respect to the Raiders because my Raiders is bad.
My brother, a win is a win. It was an NFL team after just two horrible. I mean, you go from a bad loss to one of the worst losses of all time. And then, Russell, he had a pretty decent game. He was like 21 of 28, 220 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions.
He did a great job.
He did it in the second half of this game, so the first half.
Time out. How much is he getting paid? He did what he's supposed to do.
No, I get that. I've been on that band. See, I've been on that bandwagon for 2 years, but like to see him bring us.
You gotta get something. You gotta get something like he did something.
28-7. Him bringing us back from 28-7 against an NFL team. Like right now, baby steps. Look, just baby steps. Like
no, it's not. It's more it goes to show just how bad Chicago is there. Not how good Denver can be. Because I mean, dude, Justin Fields was what 300 first time 300-yard passer, 310 something like that. 4 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
Got the fumble. The fumble's what killed him right there when he got the strip sack and fumbled it in, let him run it in. His college teammate Cooper from Ohio State. But I mean, it was more so of how Chicago lost that game because they dominated. But like I say, Justin Fields, 300 yards passing, 4 touchdowns. I mean, they looked good on all aspects until till that freaking fumble right there, and then the second half, and it was gone. And they never could get it back. So yeah, it was more on Chicago losing that game more than Denver winning that game in my mind. But
It might be, but baby steps, Big Daddy, baby steps. It was a comeback. This has to be the biggest comeback win that Russell Wilson's ever had. As
21 points, yeah.
I thought it was all, first half, I'm sure like half of America, a lot of Colorado probably turned it off at halftime going, all right, I guess it can go clean out the car. I guess it can go do something else.
Laundry.
You know what? A lot of people, they missed out on a fun game.
Yeah, so what does that say about the team, though? I mean, they got the Jets next week. I think the Broncos can beat the Jets.
I think we could beat the Jets.
I don't know. I mean, the Jets.
They got a good defense.
The Jets got a better defense right now, it looks to me.
We'll see what happens next week in Denver, Colorado, baby.
I just wonder how that, affects the team. For the first time in a long time, they're waking up, coming to practice, happy. Maybe a little excited.
Spark there.
Definitely got to feel good. Hell yes.
Maybe thinking they can go out and beat. I'm not saying we're going to the playoffs, but I'm just saying, and Russell kind of played like old Russell, so maybe there's something. I don't know. I would assume they got their butt kicked in. Hey,
minus the Miami game. I mean, Broncos could have and should have, in a sense, won the first 2 games. I mean, Dolphins were a blowout completely, but still, I mean, the Raiders and the Redskins, I mean, they had opportunities to win both of those games. So, I mean, it should be a feel-good moment, but it should be a finally moment because we're better than this. But we'll see what happens after that.
I want to ask Paul a question real quick. Paul, when you were in the NFL and if you guys ever had a game where you just got whooped, was practice?
That was a lot of games. Go ahead.
Was practice the following week way harder, or was it just the same?
No, it's not like they're gonna make you go any harder. This is probably more sense of urgency, a little bit more well, like I said, I came from a losing culture, so we're always losing. So we don't know what winning feels like.
Yeah, it just it makes me wonder because Sean Payton, we had Doug Plank on recently, and Doug was talking about how he knows Sean Payton, he knows a lot of the guys on that coaching staff, and those are very prideful dudes. It just kind of makes me wonder what practice was like last week after losing 70-20. Yeah,
it can't be crazy because the coaches they're part of that loss too. So it's that's just a self-evaluation. That's everybody's fault for that to happen, from the coaching to upper management. Everybody's in the training staff. Everybody, that's the loss for everybody. So there's nobody pointing fingers at nobody when that happens. So it's just about just getting better. Yeah.
But the first half will look like the same game of Miami last week. They looked like crap first half. The defense was giving up everything. Offense did nothing after that first touchdown drive.
And
they finally got something clicking in the second half. But again, that's why I'm taking more of it to being Chicago not winning the game more than Denver actually winning the game right there.
That's probably true. And I guess next week, we'll kind of know more if they come out and lay an egg against the Jets. But Russell Wilson says he sensed a rally was on the way. I knew how we left the locker room at halftime and how we stepped on the field in the second half that we were going to fight our way back. So, I mean, maybe
they went 3 and out. They gave up a touchdown to go down 28-7. Then they started fighting. But I mean, that's against Chicago. And the Jets are a team they could beat next week. But once you get into the KCs, even the Chargers, I mean, the other, I'm not even sold on the Packers, being a win for the Broncos, honestly. But
hey, I do got to give a shout out to our rookie McLaughlin, number 38. He played one heck of a game. Since Javonte Williams went out with the hip injury, he came in, stepped up. I believe it was 1 touchdown, but he did. So he played great for that game.
Oh, 1 rush and 1 passing, wasn't it?
I believe so. He's a good ball player.
Yeah,
look after him.
So
and Williams. Javante
Javonte.
got a hip pointer, so he might miss a game, maybe not. Yeah, he's on question with a hip pointer right now.
So you know, whatever. At least me and Tony get to celebrate a Denver Broncos victory for one.
Now you should be 2-3 after next week. You should beat Zach Wilson and the Jets. Heck yeah.
Yeah. So
The
just
Jets, but the Jets are not that bad though. I mean,
Well, no, they're not. But I think Zach Wilson kind of came off after, especially hearing all the downplay from Joe Namath and all the hate against him the week before against the mighty Patrick Mahomes. And yeah, I mean, first half he didn't look good. They went down 17-0, but he did come back and showed out second half, and he played some really good ball and made some really good throws, really good reads, and got that team right back in the game right there. So it's definitely not a given for Denver next week.
The whole Zach Wilson experience is going to depend on how good can they coach, how good of a game plan can they set for him. It's all comes down to coaching. You have a quarterback.
Very true. Yeah,
it's all coming to coaching. So I feel like the game before that, they put him in bad positions to when they play the Cowboys. They didn't look, the coach staff let Zach Wilson down. You can't have him throwing the ball that many times. You got to run the ball. You know what I mean? So they got to put him in the best position to succeed.
Yeah. So there wasn't, you know, to me, it wasn't a crazy exciting weekend of football. I do want to touch on, because we only got Paul for so long. Guys, remember we were talking yesterday about how CJ Stroud is all of a sudden on the radar? Holy crap. Did you see his stats yesterday?
Did very well.
That's 2 in a row for Houston right there. D'Amico Ryans, yeah, he's got them boys playing. Heck yeah.
And that running back stepping up, man. Wow.
Well, the thing that's freaking, I you know, there's going to be more like stats, but he has not thrown an interception yet as a rookie starting from game 1. You know, he freaking yesterday was 306, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. I think.
Boy's a bad man.
That's impressive. Yeah, that is. Rookie quarterback, first 4 games. Yeah, no picks. That's hella impressive. Heck yeah.
Like I was saying, he freaking he has not thrown, and this is week 4, right? Yeah, week 4. So,
Are we buying the Texans right now? They won 2 in a row. They beat Jacksonville and
you know, in that division, anything's possible, at least to make the wild card. I don't know if I take them to win the division.
I still think it's early right now. Let's see what happens in 2 more weeks.
Yeah,
all the buys are coming in. All the buys start next week, so I want to see what happens in the next 2 weeks. Then we'll be fully involved. We'll see what happens. Football will change. Yes, it will.
No, I just think it's awesome, dude. Rookie coach, rookie quarterback. I mean, yeah, they're doing really good after, Baltimore on the road first game. That's a tough place to start off things. Then, lose second game, then win 2 straight at Jacksonville, and now at home right there. Yeah, that's not a bad start for the Texans.
Yeah.
Hey, Spencer, before I go, where's the Kansas City girl? I was coming to talk trash.
She's at the 1975 concert tonight. She's at a concert.
I was coming to talk trash, man.
You should, because you did beat them Chiefs there. Yeah,
I told you what happened tonight.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
And our referee, it's her birthday tonight. So it's Goddess James' birthday. And then it's Alex Ginzel.
Happy birthday.
Had tickets to the 1975 concert. So, it's just the dudes. It's just the dudes talking old school OG football and sports and tacos tonight. They'll both be back next week, though. So, yeah, that's pretty much, all I really got for NFL. We'll dive into some.
I'll say no. Back to Detroit, man. Getting a big win at Green Bay right there. That's huge, man. That is huge for Detroit right there.
I get to talk about my Lions, man. It's all good though. We'll talk about next week.
Yeah. If you want to give a shout out to the Lions real quick, because I forgot.
I was going to give a shout out to Motown, to the Lions, to Dan Campbell, to Jeff Goff. I'm starting to like him a little bit. To our defense, and now I believe we officially broke the Detroit Motown curse. So let's go.
Yeah. Well, and you guys are in first place and not in a division that you could probably pretty easily win this year.
We're gonna win it. We ain't worried about it. We're gonna win the games we should win and not have no weird stupid stuff happen as always. You know what I mean?
You guys are solid. That's a solid freaking team. I forgot because that was on Thursday night, so I kind of forgot about that game. But anyways, Paul, thanks for hopping on again with us. Let's chat some more football soon.
Peace.
See you,
And,
bro.
Yeah, later, Paul. Heck yeah.
We're gonna give a shout out to Noah Water real quick. Okay, cool. Let's take a little break, and then we'll dive into other. If there's any other NFL games you want to chat about, and baseball, basketball, hockey, all the things. So
I didn't realize. Sorry, when we were talking about the trade with what's name going Dame going to Milwaukee.
mhm.
I didn't realize Drew Holiday went to Boston. That's why Boston's odds ranked up so high because Drew Holiday went to the Celtics.
Oh yeah, that's right. It was a
Drew
three.
Holiday, when those
Wow,
guys
that's
over there were
good.
smart, them guys over there.
It was
That
right. It was a
I kind of like maybe
three-team-
them. Sorry, we can talk about that in a little while. I just throwing it out right there. I didn't
No,
realize.
you're right.
that.
I remember it was a 3-team deal. I
Yeah,
didn't.
and he went
see
to the
all-
Celtics, dude. Drew Holiday with the Celtics. That's not a bad. That's the reason that stuff jumped up so high.
I didn't. Yeah, that's right. I haven't read all the exact details. I was just like,
Dang.
Damian Lillard freaking going to the Bucks. That makes a super
That,
team.
yeah,
Drew
that's
Holiday
He's
going
they
to the
beat each other up. And
Celtics.
then by the time they get to the Nuggets, they'll be worn out.
It makes me wonder what the Celtics gave up if
Yeah, I'd have to look at that. I'm not. Yeah, I don't think it was any like big names in it because I feel like I remember something. If
Somebody
would
would've said, like-
Then again, I didn't remember Drew Holiday going to the Celtics. But I knew he went. I thought he went somewhere else. But yeah.
All right. Well, cool. We'll be back in like 2 minutes. We'll run some commercials, give some shout outs, and we'll be back in just a couple minutes to keep this party going.
Right, this is Sports and Tacos. We got freaks out there. We got 4 of them. We got 5 of them. We got special guests. We got a man in the shower. We got a brainiac. We got a guy that looks like he's supposed to be on Sports Center. And then you got me. It's all about the TMP, Sports and Tacos.
Perfect. Boom.
Why Sports and Tacos? Because we're number 1. We try to do things a little different from everybody else, and that's who we are because we party like the big dogs.
Okay, sweet.
Right.
Who are the guys at Sports and Tacos? We're a bunch of sports experts who work together in a huge sports bar forever, and we know more sports than anybody in this entire world because we put our money where our mouth is. Boom.
I just saw Spencer. Kenny Walker scored a touchdown right before the half, so it's a 14-3 Seattle at the half.
Dude,
So that means like
Because we get paid to put our money where our mouth is. We tell you how it is for real, not what they want you to say. Listen to us, Sports and Tacos.
cool, perfect. Boom. Shout outs. Give a shout out to Don Church, Smoke Lab Vodka. If G Unit was on here, she'd give you the pitch, but
Smoke Lab.
apparently it is really good vodka. Give a shout out to Bill Hammond over at Hammond Entertainment, helping us get some stars on the show. He throws the coolest celebrity golf tournaments in the whole world. Dan Wolkin, I need to touch base with Dan. He's supposed to be coming back on the show soon. Dan is one of the owners of Memory Lane Incorporated, one of the coolest sports memorabilia like auction houses out there. Also, we want to get Doug Plank and Megan Johnson back on the show soon as we get deeper into the football season, get Doug's opinion of who's who and what's what
Still in Arizona.
in football. Ray
Yeah.
Pinetto, we'll get Ray on again sometime soon. Ray over at Pro Signatures Memorabilia. They got the coolest just memorabilia that there is. Like, you know, they got sports stuff, movie stuff, musicians. They have the coolest stuff. Like when it comes to autograph memorabilia that I've ever seen. And of course, Mr. Paul Pratt, ex-Detroit Lion.
Love you, Paul.
Big supporter of the show.
Wow.
And Paul's super amazing electrolyte injected Noah water. If you're thirsty, it will definitely cure your thirst. So anyways, do we I mean I can't really think of too many other things yesterday.
We got a game going on right now.
Yeah, and you got the Seahawks, like I was saying, 14-3. The Seahawks could be good this season. What are your guys' thoughts? You guys still on the Seahawk bandwagon to make the playoffs?
I still think they're going to go to the playoff. Yes.
Yeah.
You guys
Yeah.
still all laugh at me, but yes.
Yeah, out of the NFC is not like the AFC this year. I don't feel like there's that much disparity between the top 6 or 8 in the AFC like there are, or sorry, in the NFC like there are in the AFC. I mean, AFC is a juggernaut. NFC, you pretty much, and I think, yeah, I could see where they're playing right now. I mean, of course, nobody's going to beat the 49ers. It doesn't seem. I mean, hell, give the ball to McCaffrey every time, they're going to win every game.
4
No,
touchdowns.
I know that's not going to happen for real, but yes.
I
I can see them finishing second in that division right there, ahead of course, Arizona and definitely the Rams. Yeah.
You know what I'm interested to see? I'm interested to see what draft picks because they've had the Broncos first and second for the last 2 years, who those players are and who they might become. You know what I'm
Are
saying?
you already giving up on the season and getting an early draft pick for your Broncos?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm interested because, like, back in the Herschel Walker trade, that trade got the Cowboys freaking Troy Aikman, Michael Irvin, and Emmitt Smith.
Yeah, but I don't. Kenny Walker wasn't one of those.
No, I know.
Picks, was he?
I
If
just-
Kenny Walker was. I'd have to double check that, but yeah, Kenny Walker would be a good pick. But other than that,
Because we've had Russell for 2 years. Guess whose rookie year started with Geno Smith
Kenny Walker could be the
2 years ago. Yeah,
but I
with
don't-
that draft.
But I don't know the draft pick.
2023. Okay.
Just as bad as that right there. I mean,
Oh my God.
I mean, hell, dude, Russell's not playing bad. Dude, Russell gets things together, does something here. You're not going to be saying that anymore. But
So
He's
not
already
necessarily-
talked about the poster.
I don't see that happening. But I don't. Like I was saying, they're not as bad as they looked in that first 3 games.
They're chiming now.
I mean, the defense steps up. Offense has been playing. They got to put a whole game together. They still ain't put a whole game together.
they got a guy named Derek Hall, who's edge outside.
Who they get? Yeah.
What
was their draft picks, right?
Second round. This is their last year's draft picks. I'm not sure which one is from Denver.
It'd be the next draft.
It's got to be pick 5. So they got a cornerback named. This is their first pick last season, Devin Witherspoon. I'm writing this down.
Yeah, but they still have Drew Lock as number 2.
Yeah, he's
No,
nobody's
cornerback, defense.
No, I don't see. I know where you're trying to go with it, but one.
So we'll just.
I mean, Russell wasn't in the prime of his career when he got traded. Like
Yeah,
like
but
Herschel Walker was.
they got a trade like he was.
But they did get, in a sense, with the draft picks and the players they gave up. But I mean, who did they give up? Noah Fant, who ain't played anything since then. Drew Lock, who's been a backup his whole time. I mean, it's not like the Broncos gave up a whole lot.
I know.
Of
I'm saying, let these names burn into your brain. Devin Witherspoon. Derek.
Who was that again? I can't hear you.
His name is Devin Witherspoon. He's a DB.
All right, that's cool. Hey, defense wins championships.
Okay, and then a guy named Derek Hall, outside linebacker from Auburn. That was their 2 Broncos picks last year. And then we'll go to 2022.
Now, hey, like I say, solid that defense up. Hell, man, they're trying to get back the Legion of Boom.
Let's see. 2022 Seattle draft picks. So they got. What did they get here? 233.
Kenny Walker's 2nd or 3rd round.
I don't think Kenny Walker was one of those draft picks. I think he was on the team before they did the draft.
Might have been. How do I see this? So they took. Why don't you give me the damn order here?
See, it was Michigan State's dude, that was like 2 years ago, right? So that he probably was one of those picks then, I guess now, because that was 2 years ago. They got him.
This is a trade this time. Russell Wilson to the Seahawks hold number 9, 2022 draft order. Show me who they.
I just don't think Kenny Walker was one of the top picks. Well, I know he's a rookie, but I'm just saying they might have, used one of their own draft picks. But that's a hell of a pick by Kenny Walker.
Because he couldn't he couldn't play the first week because of our injury. I think it was a hernia.
No, no,
Right.
Yeah, and then I
Yeah.
couldn't start him, but then the next he did good for me, and I still have him on my team. Good
So-
job, Kenny.
Meet the 2022
But
Seattle.
again, it goes down to, I mean, are we sold on Geno Smith still? I mean, hell.
Well, he did get banged up tonight, so we don't know if he's coming back or
No,
not.
I mean, I'm used to seeing the Geno that was back up, or drafted by the Jets and didn't do too well. But again, maybe because nobody really does well with the Jets. It seems
Okay,
like.
so
Back
the,
up. Yeah. All right, what you got?
the first pick that they got in 2022 was an offensive tackle named Charles Cross. So
Yeah, it's always good to go offensive line. Yeah.
And
what-
That's why they're doing good now.
So I think that was probably the Broncos pick. Then,
on Geno. I like to-
guess who their second round pick, which would have been the Broncos pick, was?
Kenny Walker.
Kenny Walker.
No shit. Sorry.
I was right.
So they got
Thank you, America.
So they got definitely some good picks out of that trade right there. Yeah.
Kenny
But do you really
Walker.
think the Broncos would have took Kenny Walker? They'd have
No,
took someone
but-
like Paxton Lynch or somebody.
Well, I mean,
They'd be trading away in the next couple of years.
no, I get it, but it's just when you have two extra first round picks and two extra second round picks. I mean, bro.
Dude, how do you think Miami jumped up? I mean, they were already a decent team, but they had that run of the last couple of drafts right there with multiple first round picks, and they did really well with them right there.
You can have a Geno Smith if you have
Geno is in a spot where he is being, Geno's very comfortable on it, which is,
just a hella good team around you.
But they're not a Super Bowl team. Man. They're not a Super Bowl team.
But they look, they definitely look like a team that can make the playoffs. That's for
Oh, they're definitely a playoff team. Hell yeah. I feel like they, especially in NFC, they're a playoff team. Yeah.
I mean, we ain't
Hell, that was a
talking-
playoff team last year.
We ain't talking about no playoffs in freaking in Denver. That's all I'm saying. It's just like, oh God. But what are you gonna do? Hindsight is always 20.
You be happy with your Broncos win.
So I'm just gonna we won, Tony. All week long. We can
I'm happy.
And you will get 2 in a row next week when they beat the Jets.
I sure
See,
hope-
once again, let's talk about the weekend. We had 2 Colorado teams had to make a comeback. One, the other one was darn close of winning.
Oh, we was like
CU Buffalo,
It was like-
USC.
no, we was like 40, 50 feet away from Keyshawn Johnson. He was on the USC sideline at the game. We was 10 rows up behind the USC sideline at the game this weekend. And yeah, Keyshawn and Lindo White. Is that, yeah, Lindo White was the 2 we recognized on the USC side, but I know there was a lot more of popularity on.
We didn't see Jerry Rice.
I didn't see Jerry. His boy
We
was
didn't
playing.
see.
Yeah, I know he was there. But yeah.
We didn't see McConaughey, but it was a darn good time, and everybody was cool. It was a great ball game. It was a warm day out there, warm day, and good football, man. Good football starting up in Colorado. Great win for the Denver Broncos.
Yeah, no, so NBA, Dame Lillard is now a Buck and Drew Holiday is now a Celtic. I'm just reading how the Holiday trade is now put a bunch of pressure on.
Hey, like on the last episode, like what I said, giving away a Holiday, man, that's a tough one. That's like you guys giving away, like Kansas City Chiefs giving away to Miami, what's his big name? Hill. And you know what? It's same thing with Holiday. He's always a big piece of the puzzle, and that big piece of the puzzle does win games. And now he went to a place that he has a couple other guys that like to win games.
Yeah, hell yeah. What, Jaylen Brown, Smart? Yeah, Celtics got to get, like I said the other day, we were wondering why Celtics jumped up so high, and the things, Drew Holiday's on that team now.
Well, I did basically.
So like I said,
the point here is now it puts a lot of pressure on the 76ers now. Because
Embiid's like, what happened to me? Where'd I go?
Yeah, because they haven't really done anything,
And James Harden don't want to be there anymore. He already said again he wants to get out of there.
Yeah. So now, I guess now, dude, that's crazy. That trade literally made the Celtics and the Bucks even favorites to win the NBA championship. which is kind of disrespectful to the Nuggets, I think.
No.
No, not at all. No.
No?
Now, I'll see. Hey, shotgun once again. Somebody has a little bit of that forgets things. Hey, man, remember all last year, all this hype of every other basketball team. They never mentioned nothing about the Nuggets unless, you got Joker doing another triple-double. He beats this record for a triple-double, but you never hear anything about our team. You never hear nothing about Murray. You never heard anything about any of the players or anything about the game. And I loved it because you know what? We went into the playoffs and everybody was always for the other
That's
team.
what I mean.
Even when they were down, when we're getting ready to sweep them, they were saying that. So right now, hey, I'm cool with that. I like being the.
I mean,
And even about that, though. I mean, you look at the playoffs last year in the East right there. I mean, of course, you have Boston. Not sure what happened to them. They went up and got down, and yeah, they lost to Miami, whatever it was. But Sixers and the Bucks both have players hurt, man. They were not 100% team going into those playoffs and going through the playoffs right there.
I just,
So now, and the Nuggets rolled through. The Nuggets did well. It's the same Nuggets team from last year, pretty much, minus Bruce Brown.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
that'll be a loss, but still, they can get over that.
I like Bruce.
But now you got a Celtics team that just got Drew Holiday, so that just jumps their stock way up. You got a Bucks team that just got
Dame Lillard.
Damon Lillard, so now that jumps them up that much more. So I can see Vegas putting those two ahead of the Nuggets.
Really?
Yeah, I got no problems with that.
I mean, it's not like they're
Nuggets are
way
number one in the West.
Yeah, they're not way ahead. Basically the Celtics and the Bucks are both 4-1.
Plus, it gives a chip to the Nuggets and a shoulder right there, which I like.
But just barring injury, I mean the Nuggies.
And it's weird. I have not heard nothing.
Barring injury, the Nuggets, nobody touched them in the playoffs. Know what I'm saying?
No, but it was supposed to be the Bucks in the finals. Honestly, it wasn't supposed to be the Miami Heat.
Because that was
Miami Heat was not a good matchup. Like I was even telling last year, I'll say the Nuggets won't get credit by beating the Heat just because that was the last team that anybody thought would be there right there.
That's true.
And it's going right there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. But I mean, the fact that they swept the Lakers, they beat the Warriors, they beat all.
And the Lakers roll.
Yeah.
And we haven't heard nothing about them.
Yeah, that's true. And maybe that's
I'm just saying. Yeah, I have no problems with the two teams in the East.
Well,
Boston and Bucks in favor.
Let's pretend the Nuggets stay healthy all season. Would you take the Bucks or the Celtics over the Nuggets? Healthy Nuggets versus healthy Bucks?
Oh, I like the Nuggets all day long. Personally, I mean that might be a little bit of bias, but I think they play a better overall game.
They're like they remind me
pass and rebound, all that right there. They play. They don't just depend on either a big man inside or outside shooting right there. They can do it all.
And they got a great bench on that. When that bench comes out, some of them surprised where they actually shoot 14, 16 points or 7, 8 rebounds or steals. They're the teams that last year the NBA championship, they well deserved everything that they got. You got an MVP. You have records after records last year that it took years for it to get, and we got it. Denver Nuggets got it.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I'm worried about the Bucks, though, man. The Bucks would be the one team I would be worried about right now with what they got with them, because now it ain't just Giannis inside. It ain't just the dude who got hurt. White dude, I can't think of his name right now. Yeah, they got hurt going up there, but now they got Dan Lillard. That dude can shoot from anywhere on the floor. Throw some dimes anywhere on the floor, get the team going right. Yeah, that's the one team I'd be worried about now if I was a Denver Nugget, would be the Milwaukee Bucks.
It's going to be a scary.
And definitely the East would be worried about them because they're going to just run through the East this year, I feel like.
Yeah, so let's we got a few minutes left here. Let's just dive into a little bit of baseball.
Oh, yeah, heck yeah. Playoffs start tomorrow.
Playoffs start tomorrow.
Swing better. Swing.
Oh, no, just big thing. Yeah, the Astros won the division Sunday yesterday because they won. The Rangers, who have been just dominating all year, the Rangers in first place, lost game 162. Astros won game 162, and the Astros now won that and are in the first round bye, if I'm not mistaken.
That's crazy.
Meanwhile, the Rangers got to play tomorrow in a wild card after just dominating that division all year freaking long.
Oh, well,
And I said before, it's going to be the Braves and Astros. That's going to be your World Series.
yeah, God.
Hey, on a fun note, America. Hey, my Colorado Rockies won their last game of the season. I am so happy.
Nobody cares about
I do. I do.
I love the Rockies. I love.
I do. Hey, we got to win. It was a great win for Colorado.
Yeah, against a Minnesota Twins team that played nobody that starts anytime.
We won.
Says Homer Simpson. Okay, so you got the Braves. The Braves they're a heavy favorite to win the whole thing.
Yeah, Braves are top. Well, like 250 for. They're the favorite. That's what we should be.
So they're like plus 260. You got the Dodgers right behind them at plus 410. So let's say that's the NLCS, same as a couple years ago. The Dodgers pitching is way down, but they're just knocking the cover off the baseball. You think the Dodgers got any chance to take out the Braves?
They're in the playoffs. Anything goes.
Anything goes, but no. The lineup says no. Paper says no. I don't. No, heck no. The Braves lineup is top to bottom the best in history. Honestly, I mean, yeah, they are just the 9-hitter would be a freaking 3 or 4 hitter on a lot of teams right there.
Right.
It's and the Dodgers, once you get past Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman. I mean, I don't even want to throw Muncy in there. No, they really don't have a whole lot bottom end right there.
So and that's
I'll say they can match up with us because Braves pitching's been a little inconsistent over the last little bit. Yeah.
Phillies probably got no shot.
Phillies are the team, and that's the one spot I'm just kind of worried about because that's they did it last year, man. They came out of the wild card and just dominated everybody in the National League till they got to the World Series and finally ran into their match with Houston. But still, I mean, you got guys that swing for the fences like they do right there with Schwarber. You got Castellanos. I mean, still got Bryce Harper on the team. I mean, that's a decent team with Nola pitching. It's just their pitching, I feel like, won't get the Phillies through. That's the right. And I don't know if they can outscore the Braves or even the Dodgers at times right there.
I guess the
team that I still said is still in it, Milwaukee.
No. Milwaukee, actually, I give Milwaukee a better shot, honestly, than the Dodgers, I feel like. They got better pitching and not the best top hitters, but as an overall lineup, I think Milwaukee's got a better lineup than Dodgers. And I think their pitching's better right now. Yeah.
Oh, so
I'll take that back. I can see that.
Over in the American League, you got the Orioles, you got the Rays, the Rangers, besides the Astros, obviously. Stupid Astros. God, I'm so tired.
Hey, but you know what? You never know. You probably put Texas a little spark under them now instead of having that, extra day or whatever. Now you're going. You got to fight to win now, boy.
No. What I was going to say is that when you're talking about odds, Astros are like the 4th or 5th in that line right there. If there was any team besides the Braves, I would take to say they have a good shot to win this title. It would be the freaking Astros.
God, that makes.
And they're like what? 11 or 12 or something like that, 17-1, something like that.
No, they're all the way up to 5-1 since they.
I didn't realize they jumped up that high.
They actually
I looked at it before they won a division yesterday. All right,
they are the highest ranking American League team.
They're behind the Braves and the Dodgers.
Yeah, they're behind the Braves and the Dodgers.
They jumped the Orioles because the Orioles were ahead of them the other day. Really?
Yeah. They jumped the Orioles. So right now,
what do you think of the Orioles? That's the team I'm not sure because they do have some pretty decent pitching. That's a pretty decent hitting right there. But I just
Gibson.
I just don't know if experience comes into play right here.
Yeah, that's my only thing is they're just a young team. You got the Braves. The majority of that team has World Series rings from a couple years ago.
No, not all of them. Acuna's got one, but he didn't play in it because he was hurt. Olsen don't have one. Murphy don't have one. Yeah, but most of their team does. Yeah.
Acuna was hurt in that World Series, and they still.
He blew his knee out going for a ball against the wall against I think the Marlins or somebody. With about a month or two left in the season, a few months left. And missed the World Series.
You got Braves, Dodgers, Astros, Orioles, Phillies, Rays, Rangers, Twins.
Watch out for those Rays.
No, I was about to say I'm not sold on the Rays. Rays will be one of the first ones out of the AL playoffs. They will. Yeah, Rays are not the Rays you're thinking of.
What about the Blue Jays? Blue Jays will
be out too.
The ball. Yeah.
Blue Jays out too.
Diamondbacks and Marlins. So
That's
The fish will surprise.
no. I was going to be honest. I like the Diamondbacks, dude. I think the Diamondbacks have a better pitching staff.
You know,
some hitters right there that can do something. I think Miami's got better hitters, but pitching staff goes to
I'm
the
still a
Diamondbacks.
Solar fan. Oh my gosh, he's had a great season. Congratulations, buddy.
And he does show off because he was the World Series MVP for Atlanta 2 years ago. So that was, yeah. He plays for the Marlins now.
Surprising. But you know what? You guys didn't really talk about where I said that they're going to go to the World Series is Texas.
No, it's not. It's going to be Atlanta and Houston. It's going to be a rematch of 2 years
Texas
ago.
will beat Houston.
No, they won't.
I just don't want to see the Houston again. But
No.
you know,
Texas saying, I'd love to see Texas, but they're not going to do it. They can't, no.
yeah. All right. Well, cool guys. Let's wrap this up. Another amazing edition of Sports and Tacos. Hope everybody's sports knowledge has been expanded. And you know, go Broncos, dude.
Or Las
Maybe-
Vegas. Go freaking go Seahawks tonight. Come on. I'm head to head with Frankie for a pick 'em pool right now.
Yeah.
I got Seattle. He's got the Giants, of course.
Well, it's looking good. Is it still 14-5 or 14-3?
It is still 14-3. It is.
Nice. All right, dudes. Cool. Well, until Sunday morning, everybody have a good rest of your week and go Broncos, go sports ball, and adios.
Right on.
And then we'll have things and stuff. Lots of things and stuff are happening.